I'm really hoping that this reaches the right audience because it happened to me, so I know that it can happen to you or anybody. Sorry that this was kind of long, but I really wanted to give you the whole story. I have not been posting as much on either one of my accounts for the last like 2 months. And for no other reason besides I have felt like complete shit. I have been like beyond exhausted. I'm typically a morning person where I'll wake up between 5 and 6. I prefer that than staying up late. It's just me personally. But for some reason, for the last like 2 months, I have found myself incredibly exhausted. And I mean, like by noon, coffee's not working. Nothing is keeping me awake. I'm just so incredibly fatigued. So I have been sleeping a lot, like excessively, unable to get out of bed. And it was actually so bad that I was starting to think that something was wrong with me, like I'm about to turn 40, maybe I'm starting perimenopause or something. But obviously something was very wrong with me and I just didn't know what it was. So I went on that way for a while, for literally 2 months. I was about to have an appointment with a hormone doctor to see if maybe I was going through perimenopause or what the hell was wrong with me, because something was very, very wrong with me. About 5 days ago, I started to get severe back pain, like really, really, really bad on my left side. And I have a high pain tolerance, so that was really unusual for me to have like unbearable pain. I gave it like a day or two, and then I said, you know what, I really need to go to see a doctor because it just kept progressively getting worse. So I went to urgent care. Urgent care was a complete waste of money. I'm sure it works for some people. For me, I don't like urgent cares. They're just dismissive and pointless. And they told me I'm constipated and to go home. And I kind of felt like they were wrong, but I was like, okay, whatever you say, Laylee. So I went home, and then a couple hours later, I was in so much pain I could barely move. Like I was sweating, I could not get out of bed. I just said to my husband, I need to go to the hospital. So something's wrong with me, like seriously wrong. I need to go to the hospital. So I put my son to sleep. It's always the next level of concern when something's wrong with me, not just because I have to take care of myself, but I have a family. I have a very disabled son, but I just knew I had to go because something was seriously wrong with me. So I put him to bed and I went to the emergency room. They took me back right away, which I was really grateful for. I did not have like a crazy long wait. They just took my vitals and took me right back. And I told them, like, you know, I've been in severe pain for 3 days now. It's really not usual for me, and I'm worried like I have a kidney infection or something. Something's like seriously wrong with me. And the provider I saw was so nice. I told her I went to urgent care. She was very compassionate. I don't take narcotics. I don't want them. So she gave me, so I declined them, and she gave me Toradol, which is a wonderful medicine if you're in pain and you don't want to take narcotics, or you can't. That would be definitely my recommendation. I'm not a medical professional, but it is an awesome pain reliever that actually works without impairing your judgment or getting you stoned. So I had that, and then she gave me a CT scan and did all my blood and urine and everything. And I'm sitting there in agony, literally. And then they gave me the pain meds. I started to feel better. And then I'm just laying there waiting. She gave me an IV. The IV was horrible. Like, this is the remnants of the IV. I always bruise really bad, but yeah, so I got my IV and my meds, and I was starting to feel a little bit better. And then I don't know if you've ever had this feeling, but I was feeling like I was gonna throw up. And so she gave me nausea medicine, but I really, really felt like I might throw up. And instead of vomit, I just started hysterical crying because I was so terrified. I was scared something was wrong with me and they were going to admit me to the hospital, or something like I would need surgery. I was just really, really scared, and I was alone. I don't have a lot of family. My parents have passed away. I don't have someone I can like call and vent to or anything like that. So my husband, who was there for me, but he was home with the kids. He was all that I had. So I didn't want to scare him or make him nervous. So I just kind of kept him updated, but didn't let him know I was so overwhelmed and terrified. So I just started hysterical crying, and then they came back and told me my results, and I did have a kidney infection, or I do have a kidney infection. Kidney's not like inflamed or anything, so thank God it didn't spread. But this is terrifying, not just because I had this serious infection and it was dismissed, but because I had been feeling sick for like 2 months. And so what they explained was that I must have had like a UTI or some kind of infection, and not had any real like symptoms, so nothing that prompted me to get medical care. So that didn't get resolved, and then because that wasn't resolved, it moved up to my kidneys. So I got antibiotics there in the hospital, and then they sent me home with some, and I am feeling better. I am like day 3 home from feeling better today. Today's the first day I haven't needed to take anything for pain or anything like that. Antibiotics helped so much, but I just like to share this experience because it was terrifying on so many levels. Like, I have a disabled son. I was scared of what would happen to him if something happened to me. So I had that level of fear, and also just the unknown. Everyone is afraid of the unknown, like what the hell is wrong with me? So I had that going on at the same time, just terrified of like what the hell was the problem. And also the additional layer of fear, and just like, what if I didn't go? What if I had listened to the urgent care provider and dismissed my pain? What if I just listened to her? Then what would have happened? Would I have become septic and died at home? It was just, the whole experience was just ridiculously terrifying, and I just wanted to share this with you because if you are feeling a certain way, don't dismiss your symptoms. Don't assume that you are just stressed or overwhelmed or overworked or burnt out. like I did, or maybe your hormones were changing. All of that may very well be the case, but don't play doctor with yourself. Don't assume that you know exactly what's going on. Go see a provider, go get the help that you need. And if you see a provider who is dismissive and just sort of brushing you away because it's convenient for them, go see another one. Go out of your way until you get someone who actually listens to you and investigates to see if something indeed is wrong with you and gets to the root of the problem. Because the consequences of not getting the care that you need can potentially be very, very serious. So I hope that this message reaches someone. And so, take home message: ask for help when you need it. Do not be afraid to get a second opinion. Do not be afraid to advocate for yourself and challenge a physician even when you feel uncomfortable. Do what you know is best and take good care of yourself. Had I not done these things, I probably would be in the hospital admitted right now. So, and that would put me and my whole family in a very horrible, terrifying situation. So I hope that this never happens to you, and I hope that you take my advice and advocate for yourself and always get the care that you need, and don't be afraid to ask for help because you just never know.